topics that we're going to be covering today includes the application process, consideration on selecting the packages, because there's quite a few and people tend to get confused. Also some post-booking resources, and we'll open it up for a question and answer at the end. Hajj 2024 is going to be between June 14th to the June 19th. Those are the actual days of Hajj. And normally a lot of people tend to travel before that day and stay a little bit after the days of Hajj. So some of the things to consider is packages are about 10 to 20 days. So taking time off, also making arrangements for your children if they're going to be staying behind or they're going to be coming with you. And there's going to be a limit on what age can come. So that's something that we have to look into on the website. I'm not sure what that is as of now. Also the budget, there's about 7 different types of packages. They range from about $8,000 to about $20,000 plus. So I'm not exactly sure what those packages are going to look like because nothing is available to us as of now. And then initiating Hajj for US passport holders versus someone from abroad. That's something that we can discuss as well. So what is Nusuk? Basically, Nusuk is a one-stop shop that does all the administrative stuff for you. This is owned and operated by the Ministry of Hajj of Saudi Arabia. So there are no middlemen. It's directly, whatever you do is directly with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. It coordinates your all the administrative stuff. So your Hajj application, visa issuance, and your selection of packages. So it basically gives you a very good layout of it's like Amazon for Hajj. You go on there, you select a package, and you're good to go. This is the process, overview of the process this year. In 2024, there are a few additional nuances that were added from when I went to Hajj last year that I tried to read and learn more about, but not sure on what those are. I'm going to talk about all of these in the next slide. So steps 1 to 3 can be completed as of today. So the Nusuk Hajj website is open, and you can go start making your account using a email address. Then it lets you upload documents. There's going to be 2 documents: a color scan first page of your passport. It should not have any glares. Try not to, because it's an automated process. It keeps kicking your application out. And then a passport photo, digital photo with 200 megapixels by 200. So it actually accepts it. There's a limit on the size. So just be mindful. If you are going to be uploading those pictures, make sure there's a small fine line under those uploads. It tells you and guides you through that process, and it kicks you out right away if it's a larger size file. Then you can fill out that application. It asks you some general questions and, have you traveled and stuff like that. And then you submit that application. Once you've submitted that application, that's step 3. Your work is done for now. You wait on the Ministry of Hajj to approve your applications once they are done with the auditing process. And you will be receiving an email from them, and also momentarily just kind of go in and log in and check on what's going on if you miss that email. So it's good to kind of go back in and look at it. Steps 5 to 6, this is just pre-sale preparation. 5 to 7. So there are different categories of what's going to be offered. So there are about 7. One spectrum is standard, shifting, all the way to luxury, and this depends on the size and cost of what these are. And I'm going to talk about it in more detail as we move forward. And then number 6 is doing an e-wallet. So this year, these steps are new. So what you do is you go, use your credit card, debit card, wire transfer. There's a wallet online. You can charge it, and then you wait for the packages to open. So that's something that's new, and I'm not very well versed in how this is going to look like. But as we move forward, I think it should be easy, and they're going to kind of be putting stuff on Twitter and stuff like that. That should help you out. Just diving into a little bit more detail about the packages. So shifting package, standard shifting, is the most basic package that they have available. versus the luxury package. So the standard shifting package, as you can see, it's probably tiny. It consists to 3 to 4 star hotels. You're going to be shifting, so your hotel during the time of Hajj is not going to be the hotel that you enter when living in Makkah. You're going to be moved to an apartment complex or a 3-star hotel further away from the Haram, because at the time of Hajj you're not going to be living in it. Also, it depends on the camps. There's 2 types of Mina camps. There's the North American tents as well as the VIP tents. So it depends on the package you get. So normally with the standard shifting, it's North American camps. And I'll give you more details of the distance and stuff like that in the slides further. Whereas compared to the luxury side, you're going to get 5-star hotels that are right adjacent to the Haram. You're not going to be moving around. You're going to be at the hotel throughout Hajj. And as well as you're going to probably be using the VIP camps during your stay in Mina. And I've put just price examples of how much they're going to look like. 8 to 10,000 for the most standard shifting package, whereas 17 to 20,000 plus for the luxury package. From last year, the most expensive package I saw was about $24,000 per person. Last year, then when we're checking, but you have a plethora of options that they open up, and we've seen packages all the way from 8,000 till 24,000 last year. So this year might be different, the price points might be different, but we're unsure because nothing is out right there as of now. Then the 7 to 10 steps is, once you top your wallet, everything's done, you are gonna go and browse the service providers. These service providers are selected by the Ministry of Hajj. These are the only people that can sell a package to you via Nusuk. There's no other people that are there that can sell a package. Anyone promising you that they're going to take you on a Hajj is lying, because there's no other, especially from the US. If you're a US passport holder, you can go, you have to go through these service providers. And then once that is done, you select your service provider, you book your package, and as time goes by, once you book the package, it gives you a brief rundown of the itinerary, and someone from that company, representative in the US, will contact you with further information, email, and they have certain WhatsApp groups and stuff that you are put in, and they communicate with you frequently on what the things are going to look like, religious seminars and stuff like that. So these 10 companies that are from Saudi, the main providers, have partnered with local agencies in the US. So what does this person do is, the local agencies in the US, for example, Darussalam partnered with Al Burj. There's a small picture of one of the companies called Al Burj. They partnered with Al Burj in the US. So their packages, if you are interested in going with Darussalam or having a person from Darussalam helping you through the process of logistics here in the US as well as in Hajj, then Al Burj is the company that you want to join their group chat. Contact them, ask them if there are any group chats that you can be a part of, and see if you can be put in that group chat. So it depends on what, the company, that most of these people have partners in the US. All of the companies, any package they're selling, they'll be associated with some US travel agency in the US, but they're only group managers. They don't do any modifications to your packages. They can't do anything. The only thing they can do is help you through the process of Hajj by communicating with the providers. They can't guarantee you a spot. They can't do anything. Once you have selected the package, paid for the package, they will help you with it. Navigating the religious aspect of it, navigating the logistical aspect of it, being there at the airport to help you board the flight, make sure your vaccines are up to date and stuff like that. That's their job. And the same thing in Makkah. They will be with you, helping you check into the hotel and stuff like that. So they're just the logistical hands and eyes of those companies. Other than that, they can't guarantee you anything. All the packages are first come, first first come, first serve. So, and Saudi works on a different time schedule as us. So these packages open up at early morning, right after Fajr. That's at 8 in the morning. They don't have a time on what, this is what happened last year. It might be streamlined this year, but as of now, there's only 3,500 people that can go for Hajj from the US. That's the quota that has been assigned to the US travelers for Hajj. Last year, there were about 10,000 people that were trying to go for Hajj, and about 3,500 to 4,000 were the only that got a chance to go for Hajj. So it's always going to be competitive. So if anyone needs help in regards to, someone that's older and needs help with technology or something, please, be mindful that when they open, their kids or someone they know should help them to move that process quicker. Factors to consider, when booking a package, your example, dates of travel, US city of origin. This is from last year. In 2023, it was New York City, DC, Chicago, Dallas, and LA. These were the only 5 airports that actually had origination flights, like flights originating for Hajj from the US. So they might add newer airports, they might not add newer airports. That's yet to be decided. So that's something, so when you're booking a package, please make sure that you look at that. You're gonna be in a rush. You wanna make sure that you book a package that you can get to the airport pretty easily, or that's convenient for you. Also, your dates of travels, like I said, it's all the way from 10 to 20 days. With your work schedule and whatever it's gonna look like, that's something you have to be mindful of. Cost, obviously, how much money you're paying for it. Proximity to Masjid al-Haram, the hotels that you're gonna live in. Everything looks like, whenever you do the research on what hotels are listed on that package, so you can go actually look at Google Maps and see the distance on how much it is. Mina camps there's only 2 options. There's the VIP camps for the US travelers or the North American camps. And they're both of them are AC. So that should be a problem. And they have bathrooms and stuff, so it shouldn't be a problem. It's pretty convenient. And then room types. I'll go into room types a little bit more in detail on the next slide, because people tend to book certain room types and then they're surprised when they have roommates. So I'll go into a little bit more detail in our next slides. Packages once booked cannot be modified. That's what you get. They will tell you, if even your provider, the agent, like the help that you have in the US representative will tell you, please contact Nusuk. I've heard from people last year when they try to contact Nusuk and be like, hey, can you make a modifications? Their suggestion was to canceling the package. So once you cancel the package, you have no other option. Try to find another package and you might not get that chance or an opportunity to rebook that package. So just be mindful that, yes, there might be some things that you might not like, but canceling or making any modifications is gonna go against whoever is trying to make that. So currently, Ministry of Hajj has divided this area into 4 zones. Zone A are the hotels that are right adjacent to the Masjid al-Haram. So all the tower hotels, all the Hiltons right there, Darul Tawhid is right there. They're right like adjacent to the Haram, and the walk is maybe less than 5 minutes to get in and out of your hotel to the Haram and back. But Zone B is a little bit further, but I think it's still walkable. It's probably right around the ring road, a little bit behind. But Zone C and Zone D, these hotels are far. Zone C is a large, as you can see on the map, it's a wide area, so no one knows how far that extends because there's no parameters for us to look at. And Zone D are the hotels that are closer to a Jamarat. So if you're in the hotel closer to Jamarat, it'll be easier for you during the Mina, Muzdalfa, and Arafah period, because they're closer, but they're further away from Haram. So in the first few days, you might struggle a little bit, but as you get closer to the Hajj, you're in Mina, you can go back to the hotel, come back. Whereas while you're in the Makkah hotels, it's very hard to navigate during the time of Hajj. because all traffic is controlled, buses are controlled, everything's controlled. So getting in and out on your own is a hassle. So there are two camps, like I said. It's the Majar al-Kabsh, that's your VIP tents. As you can see, Jamarat, right beside the Jamarat is the VIP camp. So I would recommend anyone who has physical disabilities or is older to try to use the VIP tents, because the walk to the Jamarat from the North American camps is 4 kilometers. It's 2 miles. It's going to be 100+ degrees. So highly recommended if someone is not in the best of their health to try to get the VIP tents in Jamarat. By the time you go and come back, I've seen a lot of people passing out due to the heat, dehydration, and it's just a horde of people, millions of people walking in one direction. So it's really hard. But for anyone who's fit, alhamdulillah, they can live at the North American camps. Highly recommend getting nice walking slippers, not any slippers, something that you can walk in if you are staying at the North American camps. They are walkable. I've done it, alhamdulillah. Yes, it takes effort, but you're at Hajj. Example room scenarios. This is highly important. A solo male traveler traveling can select, if he selects quad, he's going to be sharing that room with 3 other people. You're going to have your own bed. You know, it's going to be split. It's similar to that picture on that, like they're split. You have space between, but they're in one room. There are 3 other people. And a pair of male-female, if they select the quad, it's only going to be you and your wife. And that's only in Makkah. Mina camps are gender segregated. So you're not going to be with your wife in Mina. They're complete with any package. They're all gender segregated. So in Mina. And the thing is, if you're on the same package, for us from last year, we're right opposite to each other. So it was not a hassle. You're going to be in the same tent area. It's just they're going to be on the female side and you're going to be on the male side. So if a family of 4 selects a quad, all of you are going to be in that room. If a family of 4 selects, so you quad rooms while you're in Makkah, you're going to be in that room by yourself. Same thing is going to happen when you go to Mina. It's going to be gender segregated. Providers did a very good job last year of getting information from us. So they did a Google form where we went and put, hey, these are the people I want to stay with. So they did a very good job with coordinating and putting those people together in groups when we're living. If you're going on a shared package and you have other family members, other males from your family and friends that are going to be with you, you can put each other as people of interest and they will room you together. Most of the packages offer bus transportation between Makkah and Medina. This is after Hajj. Or before Hajj, if your package first takes you to Medina. Most of them have buses, but there are packages out there that use the train. But there are not a lot of them. So that's something that if you don't want to sit in a bus for 6 hours, that's something that you can consider looking into as you go and select that package. And it's listed pretty clearly at the bottom. It says, when you open the itinerary, please read the itinerary. Once the package is there, open it up, read it, and then go ahead and book it. Because sometimes you go ahead and book it, and like I said, you're not going to like everything that's on there. So just make sure. I'll answer the questions right at the end, inshallah. So just a few remarks. Application process has started already. You know, packages, like I said, depends on the travel days, location of the hotels, Mina camp location, and your domestic transportation. Like I said, most luxurious packages are costly. If you are trying to go and want hotels that are adjacent to the haram, it has to be a premium package to a luxury package. So I would say something around from last year. This is from last year, $14,000 to $20,000 per person. $14,000 to $20,000. That's hotels that are closer to the haram. Just a number. Like I said, during the trip, 10 days onwards to 20 days of packages according to your schedule. Also, highly recommend you joining a WhatsApp group, because the information that you get from Nusuk when the packages are opening is a little bit delayed. So you'll get that email, but there are hordes and hundreds of thousands, like thousands of people trying. So as that messenger is sending out emails to everyone, you will miss out on that. So have a group listed on our next slide that you all can join. This will basically share information. Hey, our packages are going to be up. It is from one of the agents that we did the Hajj with last year. He was our group leader, like the logistics person, and he was very good with us. So we have his information listed, and they provide the medical. Hey, this is the medical. This is the status of this. The packages that I'm going to be a group leader for is going to open this. And stuff like that, so forth. So please go ahead and I'll share that link with everyone right here. So if you want to join, that's something you can like kind of scan, and I'll leave it here for a few minutes because this is our last slide, and then just the group, they're gonna start sharing more information as we get closer to those dates. If you can't scan it from there, you can come closer if needed. And we'll go ahead and open it up for questions. If anyone has questions. Yes, you can do that. You can buy the train tickets on your own, but make sure that it lines with your package, movement of your package. If you're going from Makkah to Medina, if you get there earlier, you're not going to have the hotel room. They will not give you the hotel room. You're going to be sitting in the lobby till your group arrives, because everything works via group. But you can talk to your leader, be like, hey, you guys are leaving at 2, I'm fine. It's going to take you 6 hours. You get there at 8, but I'll take the train at 6 o'clock and I'll still get there at 8. Is that okay with you? So you can determine and talk to him, and they're very open about that. If you are willing and able, alhamdulillah, to afford the train, go. That we did that. I personally did that. So just make sure that your group leader knows, because at every point in time they do a count and they have to report it to the Ministry of Hajj, because they keep ticking. And they be like, hey, we have everyone. Hey, we're moving. We have everyone. Okay, this guy left, so we have his counting. So they keep counting. So just make sure that you inform them. Yeah, go ahead. Mm-hmm. This is the thing is, you're not going to be able to find hotels because people tried to do that last year, because they released packages that only had the Mina, Muzdalifah and Arafah services in them. It's just that Hajj days, and people were like, oh, we're going to book airlines by ourselves, we're going to do and they ran into trouble. It ended up costing them more, because you will not find a hotel for less than $1,000 a night, easy. I'm talking you probably more. So it will, if you're there for 10 days, $10,000, like just for like that. And then the ticket's gonna be at least $5,000 per person. I've seen that last year, 6,000. So everything is going through a package is gonna be more beneficial than booking on by yourself, because it's very restricted. Yes, it will include Makkah and Medina. For our package, we went on a 12-day package. So 1-day travel, 15-day package, sorry. We went on a 15-day, about 2 weeks. So what they did is first, they're Makkah first or Medina first packages, depending on what you want to do first. So Makkah first packages, we were there till the next day of Hajj. And then we went. So we were only 3 days in Medina. And then our exit flight was from, so it depends on, there's Medina first packages and Makkah first packages. It depends on how you navigate. And please, like I said, please read the itinerary at the bottom so you know. And some of these, like as you said, from luxury to that, it also fluctuates on the flights. There are some direct flights that's offered by Saudi Airlines. As you get cheaper, you're gonna have like a stop in Morocco, and then like, but it's a continuous flight, but it depends on that airline. So Qatar, Emirates, and these like all fall under the premium category. You'll get Royal Air, Morocco, Oman Air, and stuff like that for the more standard packages. They're all intermixed. They're separated by the company, by the provider. So per provider. So you can go, but there's a filtration system. So you can go in that filtration system, be like, hey, I want to go there for 10 days. I want VIP camps only. I don't want a regular camp. I want a 5-star hotel. So it gives you a list on the page, and you can click and search, and it will pop up. They release it in blocks. So one first block comes out, they might have 10 packages listed that accommodates about 400 people. Then the second phase, they will probably release another. So it's a continuous search. But at the end of the day, you have to have tawakkal Allah, that if you're supposed to go, you'll go. But you have to also put in that effort and time to actually looking at those packages and being a little bit more responsive when those packages come over. So going to that chat works bad, because someone's going to alert you right away. Yes. Mm-hmm. Premium to luxury, both. Some of the premium packages, you might not get that 5-star hotel you want, but you might get a VIP tent. You might get a 4-star or a 3-star hotel that's pretty close to still in the zone B, but you might not get the one right across the haram. But that's a sacrifice that you're making, that you might get this or that. Yes, they have a filter for Majar al-Kash and North American tents. Ma'asim and Majar al-Kash. These are the only two that belong, that the Americans have access to. We saw like not really like we saw toddlers, but they were on the dad's back and stuff. But you know, it's a physical thing on yourself, just you doing Hajj, you know, as an individual. You want to do it, more power to you, but it's not going to be easy, because where they sleep, how you're going to be in Mina, you're going to be in your little space, and stuff like that. So that's something that you need to consider. And if you are still, you know, willing to take them, inshallah, you know, may Allah give you more chances in the future. But I would recommend trying to make some arrangements here if you have that opportunity. If not, you know, inshallah, that should work too. But be mindful of your physical limitations. Everything is together. Yeah, can you repeat the question? In Mina, when you're in Mina, this depends on which madhab you follow. For Imam Abu Hanifa, you have to spend, I think, 1/3 of the night in Mina, and then you can go to the hotel. But there's other madhab, like Maliki, they have to be in Mina for majority of the night. So that's something that, inshallah, as you get forward in this process, your religious scholar that's associated with your group, you'll also have a religious scholar in your group that's assigned by your, and they will give you that presentation and tell you and guide you through the whole process on what are the fiqh and fiqh of Hajj, what needs to be done and stuff like that. So they'll guide you. But in Mina, when you're in Mina, you're in Mina, because I'm still like, getting back to the hotel is impossible, because people charge thousands of riyals to be like, the taxi guys be like, hey, I'll get you there. And also leaving Mina on your own and getting back to your camp is highly, highly unlikely. I've heard people getting lost. You're talking about 2 million people being in one area. You will not be able to find your camp, exact location of your camp. So I highly recommend you sticking with your group. Okay. The- okay. You want more details about shifting and non-shifting packages. So let's start off. Shifting packages, the way it works is when you get, most of the shifting packages are a little bit longer than your regular 10-day VIP or premium or luxury packages. Yeah. So these packages, what you do is you get to a hotel in Makkah, okay? Or you get to a hotel in Makkah. The first 2-3 days you are there in that hotel that's adjacent to the haram. But once, after those 2 days, before Hajj starts, they take you to other 2-star, 3-star hotels that are further away from the haram. Because you're not going to be living in their hotel, but that you will have a room, you will have your belongings there, but you're not in close proximity of the haram. So you take your stuff and move to another location throughout the journey of Hajj. And once the Hajj is done, you're probably still at that same hotel. So you're moving your stuff. You're not like, like for us, we were with the non-shifting package. So we were at the hotel in Haram, close to Haram, that we left our thing, we put everything in the locker and we locked the door and we went for Hajj, did all the Hajj, came back until 10 Zulhijjah. After our Udiyah was done, we went to our hotel room and then we went back to Mina. So the thing is, it gives you a little bit of convenience in regards to when you come back on the 10th, because when you're doing the tu'af, when you're doing sa'i, and then when you're doing removing your hair, you can go there, shower, relax for a little bit before you head back to Mina. There are people, everyone has different, it says who chooses shifting package. At the end of the day, there are constraints in regards to finances. Financially, mostly financially. And if you're young, I think you'll manage it perfectly. You'll be fine. If you're young, I think there's nothing stopping you from doing anything. It's just a physical burden on you. But when you're young, I think anyone who's young, a group of young men going for Hajj, go with the shifting package. You'll be fine. But someone who's older, yes, because the convenience is not there. The heat, walking from a further hotel, those are all things that you have to consider. So there are certain groups. He shared, Brother Atif shared a thing with me, Sira International, taking people from Pakistan, who hold Pakistan passports, who are living in the US. Or I know of someone who has Bangladeshi passports, they're taking people from. So those are only viable for people that don't hold the US passport. If you're a US passport holder, they will not give you a visa on your passport at the Pakistani or Indian or the Bangladeshi embassy. So you're kind of restricted in that sense. If you're a green card holder, you can do whatever you want. But if you're a passport holder, then there's problems that come with it. But you can reach out to SAR International and stuff like that and ask about more details on the Pakistani stuff. Yes, he can use the Pakistani passport to go. North American camps are actually very good in Mina. They're a little bit for 2.5 kilometers, but they're very good. They're AC. They did a very good job of providing food every time. They had our freezers packed with juices, food, anything that we needed for hydration. There were tea stands. They had misters going on while we were in Haram walking. American style, like our European style bathrooms and stuff like that. When you go from somewhere, from a different country, you might not have these facilities. But there, I've seen packages that offer VIP tents from Pakistan, from India, from Bangladesh. Just looking at the overview of just looking at the descriptions of these packages, but they might be very comparable in price, going from there and here. But it's a determination and decision that you have to make, uh, on what you want to do and how you want to approach it. There is no travel agent. If, like I said, if anyone is telling you and promising you a package, he is lying to you. He is lying to you. Everything has to be through Nusuk, the portal. There's nothing outside of Nusuk. Once you have it, yes, there are people that are going to help you tremendously, with your religious aspect, with your communication with the Saudi company, with your tickets, with welcoming you at the hotel in Saudi Arabia, helping you board the flight at New York, Dallas, or whichever airport you have. They'll do all of that. But in regards to guaranteeing you a package, no one has the right or power to do that. No, they so actually Nusuk sent us an email while we are doing Hajj, saying that if anyone is asking you for additional funds, please contact us. No, Qurbani fee, they refer you to someone. For example, the big organization is Sheikh Sudais's charity organization, where majority of the people give their udhiyah. It was 200 riyal. It was not a large amount. But there also, your group travelers will help you with that. Like the person who's representing you and helping you throughout the journey of communicating with them, they will help you with that. Some of the packages actually provided that, some of them did not, and they were very upfront with it at that time. So, but your the US agent that's going to be with you will guide you through that process. Be like, hey, make sure that it's happening. And just FYI, udhiyah for Hajj has to be in the vicinity of Makkah. It can't be anywhere else in the world. It has to be in the miqat. Because I've heard people, oh, like they'll do it in India, they'll do it in Pakistan. Is now valid. It has to be in the vicinity of Makkah. As of now, I have the sheet. I will send that sheet in that group chat. It was shared earlier. I have access to that group, so I will share that. I personally took the COVID vaccine. If you have COVID vaccine, you're fine. I just took meningitis, because you're going to be in around so many people, and America is on that list because of what was found in New York a couple years back. The vaccine? No, a meningitis should not be within 2 weeks of your departure. If you have a meningitis is go for 5 years from the time you take it. 5 years. So, but they will. 2 weeks. So taking a meningitis vaccine 2 weeks before departure is recommended for it to do its work and be active. So right now they have a thing called the e-wallet. So there is an option for credit card payments, as well as your bank credit card payments. They have cash points at their embassies. That is not for sure, not 100% right now, but they might open up. Last year they opened up a few embassy locations to actually go give cash. But I think it's going to be through wire, bank transfer, and credit card. Just with the wire transfer, just letting you know, you have to once everything has to go, fill up your wallet, do everything, and wait. It's so. Yeah, Yes, you can use your card if you have a limit of $50,000 or whatever $1,000 that you're going to select a package. For example, you're selecting an $11,000 package and you have a limit of $25,000 on your card. Make sure you let the bank know, hey, this is a big transfer that's going through and it's going to be an international transfer. So you have to call your bank, inform them that I'm going to go put this much amount of money into that wallet. And once you have that money in the wallet, then you can book the packages like regular and check out. Yeah. Does anyone have any questions here? Oh.
Jazakallah Khair, Adnan, for the very informative presentation.